We're checking out and then ranking each of the hero specializations from The War Within. In this video, we're taking a look at the Sentinel for hunters. This is available to both marksmanship and survival hunters. Drawing power from nature's forces, these hunters call in mystical owls to help them in combat. We're going to go over this hero spec's concept, implementation, power, and then give it an overall score.
Sazaze.
When I think of Sentinel, I think of night elves, and this astral owl definitely leads into that general feel for the feeling of a loon and their worship of the moon. While that is a pretty cool hero specialization, it's also not a concept that most hunters I feel like are striving to be like. Pretty much saying only really night elf hunters might have had the desire to be a sentinel. I didn't see like dwarf, troll, orc, Pandaren, any of them leaning towards this hero specialization as what they wanted their survival hunter to be like. As this is essentially the survival hunter hero spec, as pack leader is beastmaster and dark ranger is marksmanship, this one is feeling a little bit lacking on the concept side for what players were looking for. Sentinels are cool, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Sentinels aren't cool, I'm just saying I think there are less players that wanted to be a Sentinel than there are other possible options out there in the hunter world. For this, I am going to give it a 2-star concept-wise because I just don't feel like this fits most hunters in the world. Now, the same could be said for Dark Ranger, where very few classes were specifically wanting to be like one of Sylvanas' Dark Rangers, but I think with characters like Nathanos, like Vol'jin as a Shadow Hunter, and other aspects like that, that hero specialization still filled a niche that was existing for enough different hunters that it felt right. For this one, just isn't doing that. For starting off with the implementation, we get Sentinel. Your attacks have a chance to apply Sentinel to the target, which stacks up to 10 times. While Sentinel stacks are higher than 3, applying Sentinel has a chance to trigger an implosion, which causes one of the stacks to be removed and deals the target arcane damage. This proc chance isn't as high as the proc chance to get Sentinel onto the target, so you're quite likely to build up to 10 rather quickly. The rest of the tree basically makes it so that it's easier to apply Sentinel to the target, giving you extra stacks on targets that don't have Sentinel, or speeding up how many charges you stack onto a Sentinel target, or they make it so that when you hit a target that has Sentinel on it, they do something a little bit different, like exploding for AoE damage with Symphonic Arsenal, making it so whenever Sentinel deals damage, Coordinated Assault or True Shot Aura's cooldown is reduced, or causing all of the existing stacks to explode when the target's HP drops below 20%. This all then caps off with Lunar Storm as the capstone ability, making it so that every 15 seconds, your next wildfire bomb or rapid fire that hits the target will summon one of these lunar owls. It will create a zone on the ground and attack targets that stay within the zone. Targets hit by this effect take increased damage from you over the duration, so it's a really powerful cooldown as long as you can keep the targets within the area. This implementation feels really weird. The tracking of the stacking debuff on the target doesn't feel very huntery and doesn't give into that Sentinel vibe that I was looking for when you finally are thinking of being a Sentinel. The implementation we got here doesn't fit at all my class fantasy of being a hunter in any way, especially a survival hunter, where this just absolutely is failing to hit any of my metrics. For implementation of this hero character style and classification, I'm giving this a 1-star. I'm very disappointed by this. I just didn't want this for my hunters. Now onto power, this one is the strongest of the hunter hero specializations by a long shot. It is quite a bit better than Dark Ranger and leagues ahead of pack leader. The only thing that's really holding it back is the zone that's created by the owl can absolutely get wasted if there is a lot of movement going on, and it makes it a little bit harder to get the full power out of this class. I'm going to put this power-wise all the way up at 4.5 stars. It's a really strong option, edging out all of the others by a significant margin, and you're just going to feel the power behind this hero specialization quite a bit. This ends this hero spec off with a 2.5 overall score, held back entirely because of the concept just not matching what most hunters are looking for, and then the implementation of that concept being a total miss. For what I'd do differently, maybe something like Hulled High Mountain and being a Talon Claw, rapid channeled strikes in front of you that take down your targets, or maybe something more in the trap side of things, focusing on something maybe like Nessigwary, where you're more about tracking and trapping targets. I don't know what we would call it, but it would definitely feel more like what I want my hunter to be like. I don't think I'm wrong here, but let me know in the comments below if Sentinel was really something that you were looking forward to your hunter being when you heard of hunter hero specializations, or if this implementation of Sentinel at all fit your expectations. I'm Zesty Fresh with Saza Games, and we'll catch you guys next time.